Hey guys, what's going on? Troll Pal CHH. After months of anticipation, I finally saw The Exorcist Believer. I'm going to make this just a general quick thoughts kind of video because I'm sure there's going to be a podcast going over all the details and nitty gritty. Plus, it'll kind of give you guys an extra day to see the movie or so. Overall thoughts, I always like to just give you the answer right from the start. I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. Now, going into this, and here's the thing, too. It's like, there's no way I can truly digest this film after having months of build-up and anticipation and fluctuating from kind of being excited to having anxiety about it, then to just being like, there's no way. Don't even dare get your hopes up about anything. I'm going to need time to process the movie a little bit more. But to sum it up, I didn't think it was anywhere near the S-storm that I thought it was going to be. In a broad sense, I can tell you the things that I do like about this film. One of the things I liked about the movie was certainly the first about 20 minutes or so. There's a certain level of ambiguity and just like drama and tension that I was like, okay, like I'm in the zone with this. And this is something that was shown in the trailers. These two girls, they go out into the woods and then they go missing. And they really did a good job at showing the parents like freaking out to where they're like, what the hell? They start to fight with each other. And like, I felt the tension right there pretty well. And I was saying it to myself, I was like, seems like a fairly well-written movie so far. And so like, I thought the beginning 20-25 minutes of the film was pretty much close to a thumbs up. I was just like, okay, like I like where we're going. And that had me kind of on the edge of my seat. And of course, there's a certain level of no mystery to what this movie is about and what happens. Like with these girls going into the woods and everything, and the possession stuff. Once that kicked in, the movie certainly saying it dropped is probably fair because that's what it seems like. The consensus with this movie is that most people are saying, I thought the beginning was good, and then from there it kind of levels off and maybe is less than exceptional, if you will. And I got to agree with that. Between the two girls, I don't know the actress's name off the top of my head, so excuse me. I'm just going to sound very basic, the white girl and the black girl. Once the possession stuff kicked in, I really thought that the black girl had the much better scenes with her and her father as opposed to the white girl with her parents. Again, I don't remember their names. The makeup was good. Nelson did a good job. I thought he did a good job of making the kids look like they were possessed, And there was a similar kind of vibe that you would see with them from Reagan in the original. There was a crudeness, especially with the feet and the fingernails and the hands and stuff that I was like, okay, like Nelson did I'll give Nelson credit. He definitely did a good job. And just the way you see that flash of Pazuzu, like in the original film, there are a few moments in the beginning of the film, right after the possession takes place, where the girls come back from being gone for 3 days, where you get these quick little flashes of things. And I thought it would have seemed a little pandering, but as a matter of fact, like there was one shot in the film where you get to see a flash of something behind the dad. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. The body and the blood thing, it is what it is. Everybody pretty much thought that was pretty cringy in the trailer. And that scene, of course, is probably one of the lowest points of the movie for me. Luckily, I don't feel you ever reach that point again. But that was, it's in the trailer. We all saw that. So it's just kind of like, ugh. Like, it's very rudimentary. It's just like, okay, possession, say something religious. Body of Christ, body and blood. I like that. Like, it's so rudimentary, basic, that it's just like, you roll your eyes at it. And as far as like the characters in this movie goes, nobody was glaringly ridiculous. I don't think anybody did anything as like wacko as you would see in the previous David Gordon Green Halloween films with like that Dr. Zartane stabbing the cop because he wanted to see Michael Myers out in the wild. Like, we all rolled our eyes at that, I feel. And that didn't happen here. A character never did anything, but something happens to a character that you do roll your eyes at. And we all know that Ellen Bernstein, the mama from The Exorcist, came in here, and without spoiling anything about that, to me, her being in this film is literally just Jason Blum flexing that he can get these people back. And I that's just no. It's nothing about Ellen that she did. She's a great actress. She acts very well in the film. It's the character and what happens through the movie. You'll roll your eyes at that for sure. And that plays off as literally plays off to me as Jason Blum flexing his "I can get people back" muscle. So like honestly, like I'd say that the first half of the movie, basically from the beginning of the film to the body and the blood scene, I would be a little bit closer to thumbs up than thumbs in the middle. But then once everything kicks past that, I don't think it ever gets horrible. But it's like, it's passable, which is like, for a lot of people, this is not good enough, right? For a lot of people, this is The Exorcist, and that's not good enough. And to those people, I totally get it. Me, I happen to be coming in this film with an idea of how bad it was going to be, that my mood right now is a little higher because I didn't think it was anywhere near as bad as it was going to be. So maybe I'll kind of simmer down after a while, but coming out of the film, I thought it was okay. Is it great? By no means. Is it horrible? I truly, in the pit of my soul, cannot say it's a bad movie. It's just a pretty good movie at best, and I guess that's okay. Maybe it's not. It's The Exorcist after all. I was expecting a lot worse. So, and as far as David Gordon Green's work on this, I thought he could have gone with a little bit more of a visual style. To be honest with you, I think maybe he was so focused on, just maybe it seemed like he was just more focused on getting the movie done with the directing style. There's just a lot of basic, rudimentary practicalities about the way the film was made. Like, I didn't feel any risks taken. I didn't see any style taken. It felt very rudimentary, and that may be the stress he's under of doing The Exorcist. Obviously, he's got a lot on his plate to deal with this. There's a lot of money involved. I'm sure he was under a lot of stress, but I didn't feel like he took any time to get a little dreamy, as David Lynch would say. He didn't have any time to dream. So, this film, to me, it's okay. It's an okay film. It's okay to pretty good, and I feel okay about that. Like, it's better than I thought it was going to be, but by no means great, guys. So I'm going to leave it off at that. There's a lot more we're going to talk about in a few days and break down all the nitty gritty. But if you haven't seen the film, I do recommend go to the theater and see it, and see what you think. See what you think. I think that there's a lot of room for improvement if they go and make these next films. I just would stay away from the legacy character stuff. You really didn't need it in this movie. You truly did not need it. That's all I'm going to say. Like, I just think that Blum is flexing his muscles to get these people back. Take some of that stuff out, we would have been in a little bit of a standing. Or it just would have been written a different way. It's that simple to me. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go out with The Exorcist saying the film is okay. It's okay. I didn't hate it. I'm kind of surprised. I really thought it was going to be an S-storm. And you know what I mean by S-storm. So, guys, you check the movie out for yourself. Let me know what you think. This is your old pal CHH saying The Exorcist Believer was not a total piece of garbage. And I'm surprised. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you next time. Huge, giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind-the-scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.